How you doing, guys? Too Busy Gamers here with a very special 2017 Games of the Year. Now, you may have noticed I said games, and that's because it won't be just me doing my Game of the Year. It's going to be Jess as well, but I also reached out to a bunch of my favourite YouTubers / Instagrammers to see if they wanted to join in and share their Game of the Year as well. So, this episode is going to be an action-packed one, so let's just get straight into it and see our Games of the Year.
Hello Too Busy Gamers, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this video. You've asked me for my favourite game of the year, so just disclaimer, there's a couple of big ones that I know a lot of people like that I haven't played. Horizon I didn't touch, Persona 5 I started but didn't really get that far into it, and I haven't really played any shooters like Wolfenstein 2 or any of those. I spent a lot of the year playing older games. There's only a few games that I played that came out this year, so here's what they were. I played Ukulele. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was great. I played Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, which was an Australian developed game, and again, I thought it was fantastic. I played Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, which again, I loved. And I also played Rime, which was just a beautiful experience. I did play Nier Automata, and I also played the first Nier this year. Super Mario Odyssey definitely comes in a close second. I played through like the story in like a day, and afterwards I was like, oh, is that it? That wasn't it. There's so much more. But again, it's not my top one, and that's because Zelda Breath of the Wild is my pick. But I actually played this through on the Wii U. The game's so nice I bought it twice. I was blown away. I didn't think I'd like the open world. I loved it. I was hooked for about 2 weeks straight. I think I clocked about 60 hours or 70 hours, something ridiculous. Love this game to bits, and I think it is well deserving of my personal Game of the Year. Thanks for having me. Happy holidays. See you next time.
Hey guys, it's Rusty here from GUNDAMRUSS Gaming. My favourite game of the year has to go to Horizon Zero Dawn. This game is like my favourite robot safari sim game. I really loved the story behind this. I loved the character Aloy. She was absolutely stunning, powerful, kick-ass. Love using her against the robots and just kicking their butt. I loved the game for the fact of its visuals. Like visually, the environments were absolutely stunning. The robots just had that glimmer to them. And I loved the way the game transitioned from day to night. You know, you went from daytime to nighttime, and everything just changed. Like the robots would have their lights on. It would be like this big light show with them, and it would just be, you know, it was a bit more of a scary sort of element to it when it went to night time. I also loved the combat system. Mastering that was a hell of a lot of fun. I really enjoyed putting down things like traps, and then, you know, watching the robots fall down and run in there, kick their butt, or I would basically just, you know, override them as well and jump on them and use them as a mount, which was, you know, just such a fantastic thing. I cannot highly recommend this game enough. If you're a big fan of the, you know, the adventure sort of RPG sort of game, this is definitely a game that you should proudly own in your PS4 collection. I really enjoyed it, and it's just one of those stories that'll be forever in my heart. And I cannot wait to finish the expansion Frozen Wilds over the next coming weeks. So definitely, this is my #1 game for 2017.
Hey guys, Just Too Many Games here. My game of the year is Dirt 4. Now you may or may not know I'm a huge massive rally fan, which did start with the Colin McRae series and has now transitioned into Dirt.
To right 4, into left 6, 130, round up the median, open hairpin right, keep in, right 6.
They managed to include 4 different disciplines in this one. You got Modern Rally, Land Rush, Rallycross and Historic Rally, which was great because they managed to fit in a whole heap of over 50 cars in there.
Opens, keep in, 150, keep right over crest. 110 over bumps, 60.
The graphics and the sound effects are bloody spot on, which really made it a great experience to play.
Opens through dip, crest, dip, right 4 over crest. Right 4.
Overall, I had a great time playing it, and that's why it's my pick for 2017. Be sure to check out Just Too Many Games on our Instagram page. Thanks guys, I'm gonna head off and have a game.
2017 has been my favourite year in gaming so far. Sure, I could wake on my rose-tinted goggles and rattle off a bunch of years that made my little nostalgic brain explode with excitement. But, like a candle in the wind, none of those years have truly held a torch to the bonfire that has been 2017. The worst part is I've yet to play a lot of the best games of 2017. Covering mostly Nintendo has denied me of that privilege. But that's what makes this year even more impressive. The fact that I can call it my favourite year and not have even touched games like Persona 5, Cuphead and Horizon is a testament to the last 365 days. However, Zelda Breath of Fresh Air really stood out to me this year. It was like going to an amusement park that had been filled with 900 Easter eggs, where every ride was a puzzle needing to be solved and every scary clown was replaced with a spider with laser beams. But that's not my game of the year. Because Mario Odyssey did something really special for me. It modernised the past. Like a good funeral, Odyssey paid its respects to what came before it. But instead of throwing a funeral, we had a wedding, a celebration of everything Mario. A reminder about what the most important thing in gaming is for me. And that is that games are fun. In the end of the day, that's what I want out of games. And that's why Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is my game of the year. It's a game full of problems. The combat can be slow, unlocking new blades is a pain where the sun don't shine, and there is no need for her boobs to be that big. But at the end of the year, when I think about what game I just had the most fun with, Xenoblade is the name that comes up. I wouldn't give this game a 10 out of 10 that I would for Mario and Zelda. I wouldn't recommend this game to many people. But the game basically injects dopamine into my bloodstream. Something about exploring the world, fighting these strange beasts, crunching the numbers and what stats would work better, and the ridiculously over-the-top story. It's what I imagine RPGs were when I was a kid. And every now and then, when a game like this comes along, it makes me feel like I'm playing my first Final Fantasy again. Anyway, that's it for my game of the year. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, thanks to Jess and Neil, my good friends, for asking me this question. I'm Easy, and I'm going to see you next time.
Hi, I'm Retro Gamer Girl, and my game of the year is Breath of the Wild, and it is the Nintendo Switch version. This game was announced in 2013 with a date going to be set for release in 2015, and I actually even remember pre-ordering this in January of that year. A few years later, it's finally been released, and I'm so glad that they took their time to get this game out. It's so much better than all the other Zeldas, which is really hard to do because they already are fantastic games. The whole open world concept is probably one of my favourite aspects of the game, along with the graphics. So I do recommend the strategy guide to get through this game 100%. But the running, climbing, swimming and the paragliding are all awesome parts of the game. I know the stamina wheel was a bit funny for some people, but realistically, I think that's how the game should have always been played. When breaking weapons and all the rest of it was just another great addition to challenge you. So Breath of the Wild is my recommendation for people who probably don't want to switch either. I think you should definitely give it a chance and buy this game. 2 thumbs up, and it was Game of the Year, Breath of the Wild.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Wayne from Wayne's Games. I have been asked by the absolute legends at Too Busy Gamers to nominate my Game of the Year. And I haven't played all of them. I haven't even played majority of them. But I've played some, and from what I've played, I've picked my top 3. My number 3 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Number 2, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. But my number 1 game for the year has to be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The just sheer size alone of this open world gem is insane. You can put the game in, story aside, just pick a direction, walk, and you can just play non-stop for months and just keep discovering new things, new locations, new enemies, everything. To me, it's not a 10 out of 10. The few things it is missing is the classic temples, and I don't like the weapons breaking. Besides that, this is my game of the year, hands down.
Hey
Hey guys, Simon here, aka the PSX Collector, and I've been asked by Jess and Neil of Too Busy Gamers to weigh in and share my personal choice for Game of the Year 2017. Now, it has been a stellar year if you're a PlayStation fan. There have been so many great games that have been released. So just to name a few, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, Nier Automata, Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy, Wipeout Omega Collection, Neo, plus a slew of exclusive PlayStation VR titles. It has been crazy this year, but only one can be chosen. And I have decided to go with Skyrim VR. That's a little bit of an oddball choice, especially when it's stacked up against, say, the likes of Uncharted or Horizon. But why have I chosen Skyrim VR? Well, it's pretty simple. As a gamer, I'm always looking for new ways to experience games. And Skyrim VR is very much a new way to experience games. For example, say with the vanilla copy of Skyrim, you sit down on your lounge, you've got the DualShock 4 in hand, and you're playing Skyrim via looking at the TV. But with Skyrim VR, once you don that headset, it completely changes everything. It's such an awesome and new experience. You are immediately drawn into that world. You can walk around and do whatever you want, experience whatever you want, and that to me is awesome. I love this game. I could seriously sit here and talk about it for hours. You can walk up to giant temples and just see the enormous scope of how tall they are. You can wander through the wilderness and stare up at the night sky and look at the moon and just look all around you. You're just really drawn into the game. Walk up to a creek, listen to the birds and the crickets making noise, watch the fish swim past, Look over boulders, look in treasure chests and just explore everywhere. The immersion is insane. I absolutely adore this game. But anyway, that is why I've decided to go with Skyrim VR for my Game of the Year 2017. Jess and Neil, thank you very much for having me. For everyone watching this episode, I highly suggest if you are not subscribed to Too Busy Gamers, go down there, smack the subscribe button, hit the like button as well, show some love for the video. Jess and Neil are two awesome people. But thanks for having me, guys, and remember, keep the positivity flowing.
Hey guys, Jess here from Too Busy Gamers, and today I want to share with you my favourite game of 2017, plus a couple of other games that were really great. One of my favourite games for the year is Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now, when this was first announced at E3, I was quite concerned about what this game was going to be. However, it turned out to be an excellent game. It's a lot of fun. It's a great turn-based strategic game in the style of XCOM, however, just a whole lot easier, so definitely give this one a go. Another favourite game of the year of mine is Doom. Now, I never played this on the PS4, so when Bethesda announced that it was coming to the Switch, I was super excited to get this one straight away and give it a go, and it did not disappoint. It is a lot of fun. It was great being able to play it in the portable mode, so I could play it on the bus to and from work, and definitely, if you have a Switch, you haven't played Doom, or even if you have played Doom, definitely pick it up and give it another go, because it is a great game. My Game of the Year is one that most people wouldn't choose for Game of the Year for themselves, and that is Disgaea 5 Complete for the Switch. I didn't really play much of D5 when it came out on the PS4, however when it was announced that it would be released shortly after the Switch's release, I knew I had to pick this one up. This time, I played through it, completed the main story in about 70 hours, and loved every minute of it. The characters are hilarious, the story is always over the top, the battles are intriguing and definitely the more challenging the further that you go through the story, and it is just a game that is such a lot of fun and so well put together. The Disgaea series probably doesn't get the amount of acknowledgement that it deserves, so if you have a Switch and you want to play something that is a little bit different to everything else that's on the market, definitely pick up. Disgaea 5 Complete comes with all the DLC that's been released on the PS4. As it has all of that included, you've got the chance to battle against the characters from all the previous Disgaea games and then recruit them into your party. Now I really loved this, as Disgaea 4 is one of my favourite games of all time, and it was great being able to get those characters again, pop them back into your party, level them up and just absolutely annihilate your enemies.
So 2017 will probably go down as one of the best years in gaming we've had in a while, with some just amazing games. But then at the same time, it's probably been one of the worst years in gaming we've had in a while as well. But let's not draw on the negative for too long. You know, there's been some fantastic games I played this year. I've missed out on quite a few as well, but some games that came really close to being my game of the year are Resident Evil 7, just a fantastic game, and like playing it in VR is fantastic, unbelievable. Another horror game, Evil Within 2, just a fantastic experience. You know, great story, gameplay, really loved it. And Zelda Breath of the Wild, like, doesn't really get much better than this, apart from one more game that I really liked. And that is my game of the year 2017, Persona 5. So what makes Persona so special is, I think it's just so unique. Like, there's not really another game quite like this. And you know, who would have thought that playing as a teenage kid, going through high school would be so much fun? Like,
Persona 5 was just the ultimate complete package for me. Being set in Tokyo, Japan sets it up with some amazing locations full of colour and life, which really helps adding to its super stylized look of the game. Cast of characters, starting off with the protagonist. He is a silent one, but the nature of the story being such an emotional one and dealing with some strong themes at times really helps you embody your personality onto the protagonist and make him your own. The supporting cast is also top notch, a really diverse bunch of kids and adults. Straight away there will be some characters that you connect with instantly and maybe some that you don't personally like, but that's what makes the game so amazing. The cast is so deep and complex, and over the course of the game you'll learn so much about who they are, what drives them, their beliefs, and their darkest secrets. Now, none of this would matter if it didn't have the gameplay to back it up, and though for a JRPG it's pretty standard, but it adds some unique mechanics and gameplay, especially to its battles, that will set itself apart from the rest of the pack. At its core, Persona 5 is a time management sim. You're always against the clock, but it strikes a fantastic balance that you never feel rushed or don't have enough time to do what you want, which is good because you'll be doing a lot of different things in the game, and none of it is filler. Because even the smallest thing like making a coffee will help you getting to the end of the game. The real standout of Persona for me was its voice acting and music. This is some of the best voice acting in a game I've heard, and it's not even just the main cast. The minor cast has so much effort put into its dialogue and its acting that nothing ever takes you out of the experience. And now what will really blow you away is its soundtrack. You'll discover you have a love for a genre that you had no idea even existed. Every bit of music, from visiting parts of Tokyo to slogging through its dungeons and fighting in its many battles, are outstanding, and will have you downloading its music to listen to in your car over and over again.
so guys, Persona 5, my game of the year for 2017. Just such a memorable experience, you know, will stay with me for a long time. So that's all of our games of the year, guys, for 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I just want to give a big shout out to everyone that helped make this video what it was. You know, you guys have been awesome. Like, your support over the past year with Instagram and YouTube has just been fantastic. Guys, like, I can't thank you guys enough, really. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please click that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate your support. So that's it for 2017. We're really looking forward to 2018 and what comes next. So hopefully that'll be a good year as well. So till next time, guys, we'll see you down under in 2018.